So it looks like ByteDance, who is the parent company of Newverse, which is the gaming arm of ByteDance, and they are the ones who published Marvel Snap. So that kind of gives you the ladder of who ByteDance basically is. They also own, or I think they're the parent company of TikTok as well, but this is all having to do with their gaming side, which Marvel Snap is the biggest and most notable game that they've published. They published like a couple of other ones that are big for them is Ragnarok X Next Generation. No idea what that is. And One Piece Blood Routes. Again, I have no idea what that is. They may be great games, but I've not even heard of them. Marvel Snap, I have heard of. And even though I don't play it anymore, I still hear of it. So I know that Marvel Snap is the big deal. However, Reuters is reporting that ByteDance is looking to shut down their old gaming side, and they just don't really want to be a part of it anymore.
Wait, the whole side?
Yeah, the publishing side. So this is all unsubstantiated rumors at the moment. All that they have said is they did put out a statement. They said, "Look, we regularly review our business stuff and to figure out what our long-term strategic goals are and how best to meet those needs. And following recent reviews, we've made decisions to restructure our gaming business." That's what they're saying. However, there are word of layoffs that are coming. Employees are being told, supposedly through unnamed sources, employees are being told that are working on games, like anything that's not released in December or beyond, like stop working on it kind of thing.
Wow.
And they're supposedly they're possibly looking to divest their interest from any games that even that are released that they have association with, which one of those would probably still be, I don't know. I don't really know the ins and outs of how publishing works. Like with Marvel Snap, considering that it's a mobile game, like are they constantly being the publisher, or is it just like to get it out the door and then it's kind of done? And of course their name's attached to it because they helped launch it. But I don't know if they're continuing to have anything to do with Marvel Snap. Of course, Marvel Snap's probably not going anywhere. They're their own company and everything like that. This is just a publisher. So these problems aren't necessarily going to pertain to Marvel Snap so necessarily. But still, it's more negativity in the gaming space because, as we've heard and talked about before, there's been cuts in a lot of different areas in the game industry. I mean, Amazon games had layoffs, Bungie had layoffs, BioWare, Ubisoft, like Sony, other Sony studios have had layoffs. And so it's just it seems not more a good look at all.
Yeah, it seems more than the usual swell and then get rid of the swelling. You know what I'm saying? Every game that comes out swells as the game's about to come out and as they hire more QA people and stuff like that. But then it usually like goes back down. And about down to, their fighting weight, but this year has seemed definitely beyond that, which is so frustrating.
And it's super interesting because from the outside looking in, just looking at everything that's come out this year, it seems like this has been a great year in gaming. Yeah. In terms of titles and things. And a lot of people are super, super happy with lots of games that have come out this year. So, and a lot of ones that are pretty big success. So it seems like an oddball year. You would think that this would be the kind of thing like, oh yeah, this kind of stuff happened in 2020 kind of, you wouldn't think it would. It just seems odd.
Right. Yeah. And it's one of those things where, since we know Stancil, it feels like, he kind of can give us a little insight as to what that's like from his standpoint. And, he's changed jobs a bunch of times in the last couple of years. I don't know if he's been fired ever, but I, you hope that there's so many things going on in the gaming space. You hope that people are able to land somewhere. But then again, like I saw a story and I wasn't going to talk about it just because it's more on the depressing side of things, but it was like 60 something games that got the kibosh this year.
Yeah. Wow.
And so you're like, man, that's a lot of games to get like like we're not doing this no more. And then that's as that trickles down to the people that worked on those games, that's a lot of people. Yeah. And so I don't know what it is about this year. It doesn't seem like, I mean, yes, we've heard that some numbers are down, but it doesn't seem like, and gaming's down the 20% that it feels like people are being fired. You know what I'm saying? It feels like we've lost like 20% of the people, but we've lost, 3% of the revenue or something like that, Right. And so, like Chris is saying, it's not like it's been some bad year for gaming. Maybe it's not been the best, but at the same time, it's like, sheesh, man, I wonder if like what's exactly going on with all these companies.